Welcome to another episode of the Rocky Top Rundown, your one-stop shop for all things Tennessee athletics. I'm Lexi O'Haver.
And I'm Sam Burton. This past weekend was so full of volunteer action that we're still covering it on Thursday. The fall months are jam-packed with Vols sports around every corner.
They really are. Now let's go ahead and get straight into the action. The men's and women's cross-country teams traveled down to Tallahassee to compete this past weekend. The men's team got the day started placing 25th in the Garnet 8K race. Senior Carl Thiessen would lead the Vols with a 65th place individual finish out of 299 competitors. The Lady Vols would steal the show, though, winning the entire FSU Women's Open 6K. They were led by first place performance from Sydney Seymour, but Olivia Jenke was not far behind in the 12th spot. Brooke Dixon would be the last of the Lady Vols to finish in the top 20, coming in 18th place overall. Beth Alfred Sullivan, the director of track and cross country at UTK, had this to say post-race. Sid pulled off a great win, and then beyond that, we had some great racing out of the next group of kids. The SEC Cross Country Championships are next on the calendar for the Vols and Lady Vols. The 2021 SEC Championships will be held Friday, October 29th in Columbia, Missouri. This is really what it all comes down to for both teams, and Alfred Sullivan will be hoping for strong finishes overall.
Speaking of strong finishes, the Tennessee swimming team traveled to North Carolina State to take on the Water Wolfpack, and they put on a show. UT earns 5 SEC Swimmer and Diver of the Week awards against NC State. Gerald Dillard won Male Swimmer of the Week from a dominating performance in the breaststroke event against the 4th-ranked NC State. It was the first time in Dillard's career that he won both the 100 and 200 breaststroke events. Mona McSherry wins SEC Female Swimmer of the Week, capturing the NCAA B-cut times in the 100 and 200 breast in the meet to take second in both races. SEC Male Diver of the Week went to Bryden Hattie. Hattie added to his strong start this season by winning the 1-meter event, scoring 319.28, and the 3-meter event, scoring 353.25. Hattie also won the 2021 SEC Freshman Diver of the Year. Grace Cable was the SEC Female Co-Diver of the Week, sweeping the springboard events for the second straight meet. Cable recorded the top score in the 1-meter at 299.48 and backed it up with a 301.83 in the 3-meter event. Last but not least, Julia Mrozinski won the SEC Female Freshman of the Week. Julie was the highest-ranked recruit in the 2021 class and captured a win in the 200 freestyle and was able to make the podium in 2 other events against the 3rd-ranked Wolfpack. Tennessee will host Louisville at the Allen Jones Aquatic Center for their next meet on October 21st. The Water Vols have been one of the most consistent sports for Tennessee recently, as they already started the season off in a strong way. As of today, Tennessee leads all SEC schools in the weekly awards thanks to a strong weekend from the Vols.
Staying with the water for a moment, the Tennessee rowing team also began their season, and our own Sami Roebuck gives us a glimpse into what it takes to be a part of the team.
The rowing team of the University of Tennessee began in 1995 and since then has grown exponentially to consist of over 40 young women, including junior rower Reagan Long.
Yeah, so I started rowing my senior year of high school. We were actually pretty good. We were on the river too, and we finished fifth or 6th in the nation in our 8 boat. So I think that put me in a good spot for recruiting coming in here.
Long says she's not only grown as an athlete, but has learned life lessons with the team as well.
I'm a perfectionist, so the fear of failure is something that I've had to work on a lot, because when you're out on the water, like if you have fear, then people can notice it too. They can notice like the strain that you put on the oar and just like your body language. So you have to be very aware out there. And it's a very selfless sport because you have to think about everyone else that's in the boat too. And so it's taught me a lot about, putting my struggles on the back burner and dealing with those, but like not letting it affect other people. And just, overall, I've learned a lot of perseverance and just incredibly hard work through it.
Tennessee rowing will be traveling this weekend to compete in the Charles Race of 2021 in Massachusetts.
Thanks, Sammy. I think it is super important to remind people that Tennessee athletics isn't just football. We have a lot going on here on Rocky Top.
I couldn't agree more, Lexi. I know I, for one, am excited that Tennessee baseball season to start up back after an incredible year last year. The Diamond Vols recently released their 2022 schedule, and I think there are some key matchups that the Vol faithful would like to know about. The Vols open up their home season with a series against Georgia Southern before heading on the road for a rematch with Texas. Vols fans will remember that Texas is who eliminated Tennessee from the World Series last year. So we know seniors Evan Russell, Christian Scott, Camden Sewell, and Trey Lipscomb will be ready for payback. Tennessee opens up SEC play in March with a series against South Carolina at Lindsey Nelson Stadium before several away trips to Ole Miss and the powerhouse that is Vanderbilt baseball. The Vols will need another strong showing against the Commodores if they hope to be in the top of the SEC again. Alabama and Georgia both play visits to Knoxville in the spring before Tennessee heads to Starkville to take on the defending College World Series champs, Mississippi State. It's unfortunate that Vanderbilt and Mississippi State are both away from Knoxville this year. Lindsey Nelson was a huge advantage for the Vols last year, and I'm sure some fans can't wait to cheer on their baseball team again.
It is pretty wild how fast Tony Vitello has turned this program around, and because of the support Vol fans shown the team, I'm sure Vol faithful will still travel to support them. For those who can't always see our teams perform live, our own Matthew King has the answer to how Vol fans can keep in touch with the Vols.
Fans of college sports have been able to rely on the radio industry for their coverage of their games for decades. Recently, however, the radio industry seems to take a backseat for television and social media. Radio, however, still makes strides to stay relevant even today. In the height of Tennessee football excitement, fans like Ted George tuned into the radio to hear the games.
You had some games on TV, but not many. And so we listened to John Ward, basically, all the football games. If you couldn't go to the game, like away games, I didn't go to many away games. Away games, you listened to them on the radio if you couldn't get them on TV.
Now, when Tennessee fans want to listen to the voice of the Vols, they listen to Bob Kessling. Kessling still thinks that radio is relevant today.
I think as everybody gets more mobile, I think radio is probably even more important.
Every Tennessee football and basketball game is televised, but Kessling reveals why fans still turn on their radios to get in on the action.
And I still believe that people turn down the TV and listen to their hometown announcer. They want to get the Tennessee slant on things. And so I think radio is still viable. Obviously, TV is dominant, and most people will listen to TV, but there's still a place for all of this.
Though Vol fans can watch the game wherever they want to, they can always tune into the radio for reliable coverage with the one voice of the Vols. With the Rocky Top Rundown, I'm Matthew King.
Thanks, Matthew. I know Bob has been a huge part of many Vol fans' lives, and we sure are thankful to have him here in Knoxville.
The Vol faithful are so passionate, and this is why each week we highlight a Rocky Top Rundown Fan of the Week. Let's see who Shannon Sharp found for us this week.
It doesn't matter if you were born into a family full of Tennessee fans or you became a volunteer once you arrived on campus. Many fans become Vols for life once they attend their first athletic event. This week's Rocky Top Rundown Fan of the Week is Nathan Paul, a junior in mechanical engineering from Johnson City, Tennessee. I spoke with Nathan about what made him become a Tennessee volunteer.
The program, the campus is super nice, beautiful campus. Football games, I mean, even though we may not be the best team, but the atmosphere there is amazing.
Nathan told me about how the energy in the student section during a night football game turned him into a Vol for life.
Once you're in Neyland and you actually feel the atmosphere of students around you, especially in the student section, you naturally get hyped up for the game. And especially when something amazing happens on the team, everyone is crazy about it.
In addition to football, Nathan supports the Vols by attending baseball, soccer, swimming, and tennis events.
Go Vols, Vol for life.
Nathan Paul, the Rocky Top Rundown Fan of the Week.
I love getting to show off our fans each week because we know how much they love Tennessee, and it's great to give them some time in the spotlight. Before we wrap it up for the day, we want to let you know what is coming this weekend for the Vols. Lady Vols soccer plays tonight against Vanderbilt in Nashville, and the swim team hosts Louisville. Tomorrow night, the men's golf team tees it up against Georgia Tech in Georgia, and the men's tennis team takes part in the ITA Ohio Valley Regionals in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Saturday is jam-packed with rowing, more golf and tennis, and 2 softball matches here in Knoxville. The 20th ranked Lady Vols volleyball team travels to Baton Rouge to take on the Tigers, and of course, football continues their tradition of playing Alabama in the month of October. Sunday is just as busy for the Vols with more rowing, golf, tennis, softball, and volleyball at their same competitions, but the 8th ranked Lady Vols soccer team will host Georgia at Regal Soccer Stadium in a game I know Vol fans won't want to miss.
It'll be another full weekend for the Vols, and if you don't have time to keep up with it, that's okay. Just tune in next week for another episode of the Rocky Top Rundown. We'll get you all caught up. For myself, Lexi, and all of our crew, we thank you for watching and hope you have a great weekend.